Hey, it's Anthony here on Edu Power Tools, and I'm here to give you a little bit more in-depth information about the various assignment types that are available in Google Classroom. So at various points throughout the year, you're probably going to want to have your kids doing some assignments, whether that's writing assignments or doing videos, responding to videos, creating presentations, making videos of themselves, or and submitting that, or audio products. Any of those possible things you can submit through Google Classroom. So there are some various ways to do that, and I'm going to show you them here in my sample class. So I'm going to open up my sample class here, and across the top, like we've talked about before, we've got the stream, classwork, people, and grades. So you're going to post your materials in the classwork section. All right, and when you click on the classwork tab, if you have nothing in here, this is basically what you're going to see. When you have, you're going to click on this create button, and you're going to see there are various options right here. So we're going to start off with an assignment. So once you click on one of these here, you basically are able to add in a title for the assignment, and you are, sorry, I'm just moving my picture out of there. So pick a title for the assignment and then include some instructions here. You can set the grading criteria. So if you want to do it on a scale of 100, you can do that. And you can change it from, or you can make it be ungraded, and you can put whatever point value you want to have in here. You can put in a due date if you want to hold them accountable by setting a due date, but you certainly don't, you're not required to. And then you can further organize it by topic. So we can create a topic right here within the assignment. And as part of the assignment here, we can add things. So we can add in anything from your computer. You can upload files. You can select things that you recently have created. You can select items from your drive. So there's all sorts of options. Word files, spreadsheets, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, basically any material, anything that you can upload, you can insert into your assignment. If you do a Google Doc of some kind, you can, what the nice thing about this is, I'm just going to choose this one. What you can do is you can set up a Google Doc as a template, basically, and have, say, the instructions included in there already. So say this Google Doc has instructions or further directions or prompts or something like that already written in there. And I attach this file. I want them to do their work in this file, basically. Instead of students can view file, we don't want to have them just be able to view it. We want them to be able to edit it. We're going to click on the drop down here. And you've got a few options here. So students can view file as just having them be able to view it. Students can edit file would be that all students are editing the same file. So all students would be involved in one document, which generally you don't want to do for an assignment that you're expecting each individual student to be doing. So that would really be the last option here, make a copy for each student. And that's what you want to do there. So we're going to make a copy for each student so that each student has their own Google Doc that they're doing their own work in, that's shared just with you as the teacher. And then you can comment back and forth. They can submit some drafts and work on it that way. So that's where people get hung up, kind of, is on this, on these three choices here, and that's basically the differences between the three of them. Again, they can view the file, they can edit the same file, so all students are editing the same document, or we can make a copy for each student. And again, that's going to be the more common one. That's going to be the one that you want to select most frequently. So in addition to assignments, we have quiz assignments, which is kind of nice. Quiz assignment, basically what that is, it's very similar to the assignment that we just talked about. So you have the same kind of attachment options you have here. I didn't go through all of them. This one is YouTube video. So if you want to insert a YouTube video, you can do that, or a link to a website or another web page, you can do that here. Under this quiz assignment, you have the title option, you have the instructions here, but what it has done is it's created a blank quiz for you with all the proper settings already selected so that you don't have to go in and mess with the settings. It's ready to go for a quiz. So you can just start typing in questions, putting in multiple choice answers, or leaving short answers or long response answers within the quiz for you to grade later. Again, if you can do multiple choice, then it can be self-graded. And we've talked about in one of the Google Forms videos. You can check that out if you want some more information about that. But that's what that does. That sets that up so that it has a quiz ready to go for you there. And because it's going to a Google form, you don't have to worry about those different settings of how it's being shared with each individual student, because by the nature of a Google form, it's not something that multiple people would have access to the same instance of the form where they're filling out the information and providing their responses. Everybody gets their own individual instance of the Google form there. So that's quiz assignment. Next is a question. So for a question, you're going to do this because you want to start a discussion, or you want to just kind of have an open response. It's just one single simple question where the students can just write. It doesn't it's not, their response isn't in a Google Doc or anything like that. It's just a response right in Google Classroom. So they have a text area within their Google Classroom where they respond to it, and then they'd submit it when they are done. The opportunity here is that you can have them reply to each other, so students will be able to see each other's responses and then comment on it. So if you wanted to have an online class discussion, this would be the place to do it. If you just wanted each individual response to be private, then you'd uncheck that. And then each student is just individually responding to this, and it's only between you and the student. So there you go for that. And again, you can also insert attachments here. So here would be a good place where you might want to put in a video and have them react to it, maybe, or give them a link to a news ELA article that they need to read and have them be able to respond to it. So there's some different ways that you might be able to use the question there. Next one is just material, and material is going to be where you're going to post basically just something that you want the students to refer to. So a link to a website, a document, a video. You could put your general class documents in here, syllabus, grading policies, things like that. Material that you might want the kids to refer back to multiple times. It's not just for a single assignment. It's something that they can use throughout the term or throughout the year. Again, you can put in the title here, description, and you can add in the same items that we talked about before: an attachment from your computer, something from your drive, a YouTube video, or a link to somewhere else on the web. And then also under create, we have reuse post. So once you start creating lots of classes and having lots of assignments that you've created, you can select different assignments that you've already used and be able to import them into other classes. So this is good if you have multiple sections of the same class, or if you create a class in one year and then in the next school year you want to insert similar material for the next school year, maybe you'd edit it a little bit. You can reuse the post from last year's and then edit it and tweak it the way that you want to do it. So how that works is you click on the class. So for instance, Google Apps Bootcamp has some stuff in there. So I would select a post from my Google Apps Bootcamp class, and it could be any of these. Some of them are assignments, some of them are just questions, some are materials. So you can enter in, you can reuse any of the 4 types of assignments that you could create that we just talked about. So you have all of that stuff that we could reuse there. So basically just click on it. Generally, you want to create new copies of all attachments so you're not overwriting old material. So you do want to check that button. I would recommend doing that and then clicking reuse. And that's going to insert it right into your class there. And then the last thing that we have here is the topic. So topic is pretty simple. It's just going to allow you to type in a few words. And basically you're going to use this to kind of organize your class. So you can separate assignments or materials according to topic, according to units, or according to month of the year, according to term, however you want to organize your class and keep your class organized. You'd use topics to kind of separate all that stuff there. So that is the bottom line with all of the items that you can choose under Classwork, under the Create button. If you need any help with any of that, or you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Happy to help you at any time. Thanks so much. Good luck.